welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well. Hope everybody is doing well and safe at this, through these hard times. This week's video, my next door neighbour works on the ambulances, and I wanted to do something, a plaque or something that he could take to the ambulance station, just to show not just mine but everybody's appreciation that what we're thinking for these guys, that these, they're putting themselves in risk, as well as a lot of other people. So I just thought I'd do a little bit of a plaque to show a little bit of appreciation. So I don't know if you can see on the screen, I've done the NHS logo and then a thank you on the top. These are going to be, what I'm doing is I'm lasering these just to give me the outline, so that I can then use the router to cut them out rather than printing it on paper, sticking it all down, doing that. So I thought I'd just use the laser. So this is 200mm wide by about 110mm deep, I believe, and then the top one's 270 long by, I believe, it was about 55mm. So I've got some leftover boards that we've done the bird boxes with, recycled from old pallets that we've sanded down, so I thought I'd use these because they've got a bit of a rustic look. So I'm going to do the NHS logo first, and then we can get that cut out or routed out, and then I'm going to inlay with resin. I think I'm going to do the NHS inlay with like a pearl resin, and then the thank you, I think I'll do them in different colours to represent the rainbow. So that's the plan. So I'll get this cut down to 300mm wide because I'm going to get 300mm in the laser engraver, and then I'll come back and we'll get the laser engraver going to give us our template, and then we'll move out and route out. So hopefully it's going to be quite cool. I've got in my head roughly what I want. I want it so the NHS logo's here and then the thank you sort of pegged, so it looks like it's a bit floating really, coming up at an angle, but we'll see. I'm not 100% sure yet. It's one of those projects where it's sort of make up as you go along, but hopefully that'll look pretty cool in the end. So I'll go cut this and I'll see you guys when we're ready to engrave. So what I'll do is I'll put a centre line here, and that's going to be our centre on the laser, and that's just the centre of the artwork really, just so I can roughly line it out. So we've got it down there. We'll set that going and then we'll see how it comes out. So there we go, that's all done. So we'll get it out on the bench and get it routed out. So I'll get the other one going, the thank you, and then we'll get this routed out. So what I'm going to do now is, because this is quite a soft wood, I'm going to mix up a little bit of resin and clear, paint all inside here with the resin so that can soak into the timber, and then when we pour our colour, hopefully it shouldn't shrink too much and not cause any air bubbles because it's already sealed. That's the plan. So we'll mix up a little bit of resin and get this painted. We'll let that dry overnight. I've done the other one as well, so we'll let them both dry overnight, and then we'll come back and put our colours in them, and then we should be ready to sand, cut to size, clean up, stick together. Perfect. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. These are all dry now, nice and dry, so I'm going to fill these up with colours. I've got 8, so I managed to find some of these little sample pots I had of all different colours, so I'm going to use those, and then I've got a bit of yellow. And then for the NHS one, I was going to do it just pearl, but I thought that would look a bit boring, so what I found is some photo or holographic glitter. So you can really see that sort of changes colour in the light, so I'm going to use a bit of that in it as well with a little bit of pearl, so hopefully I'll give it a little bit of a shimmer. So we'll mix some resin. I'm gonna mix 500 grams of resin to start with. I think that should be more than enough, and then mix it individually for the colours. So I'm going to do the normal, just put 0.5% of catalyst in it, because obviously we don't want it going off too quick. And then we'll mix it for 4 minutes. All dyed up or filled with resin, leave that to dry. I'm just going to run a hot air gun over them just to bring any air bubbles to the top. This one's with the holographic pigment, and you can just see a few stars in the back. I was hoping they were going to float to the top, but they've all sunk to the bottom, which I'm not going to worry about. So I've just overfilled them a little bit, so hopefully when we sand it down we can get it nice and flat, so there's no issues, because it's going to shrink a little bit I think anyway. So yeah, looking good at the moment. Just give it today to dry, and maybe tomorrow, because like I said, I've only put 0.5% of catalyst in it, so it may take a couple of days to dry hard enough to sand back, but we'll see. It's not very thick, so hopefully that'll be okay. So anyway, we'll leave that to dry, and then we'll come back when they're dry and finish it off. These have had 2 days to dry now. They're touch dry now. They was a little bit tacky yesterday, that's why I didn't touch them. But they're all touch dry now, so what I'm going to do is I'll get these in the workshop, or in the garage, sorry, and get them sanded down. And then well, actually I might cut this out first, cut this out on the chop saw, and then get it sanded down and finished, ready to be mounted. So let's move over to the garage. That was painstaking. Anyway, eventually got them all sanded down nice. I've just wiped over them with a bit of acetone just to take some of the dust off of them. As you can see, they are done now. So my plan is to take this piece of wood here, just sand this up a little bit, and I'm going to scorch this, just to give it a little bit of character. But I want it so it's sitting a little bit better, because it's sitting not quite right. So my plan is to have, obviously, that's going to go in that way. and then this to be just like that, so it's just like the thank you is at a slight angle, because I think if it's like that it looks a bit sad. So like that, and then what I'm planning to do then is mount it onto this board, and then I'm just going to lacquer it, clear lacquer it, just to give it a bit of shine. But I don't know whether to scorch this and this as well. I'm not 100% sure. It might make it look a little bit better if I scorch, to be honest, give it a bit more character. And because it's a piece of old pallet wood, the back's not really 100%, so that maybe make that look a little bit better as well. But anyway, I don't know. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to clean this up. Just quickly run the sander over this, and I'll come back once this is all cleaned up. All the bits are done. I've cut some little tiny, found some chrome bar in the rack, so I've cut some, these are 9mm across, so I've cut some bits 30mm long just to stand in these holes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little tiny blob of super glue on them and stick them in these holes. I've also put my logo in the back here as well. So that's the actual sign made. What I'm going to do now is just give it a quick wipe over with some acetone, give it some dust or clean it all up, and then I'm going to give it a coat of clear lacquer. So yeah, let's get it cleaned up and get it lacquered. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for making it to the end. There may be a couple of videos down below that you might be interested in. If you do, pop over and check them out. Also, if you're a subscriber to the channel, then thank you very much for your continuous support. And if you're not a subscriber to the channel, then pop over and click this link here to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit the bell notification to be notified for all my latest uploads. So anyway guys, take care, speak to you soon.